What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Mobb. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, as that is all greatly appreciated. But today, I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new project from Elcamino entitled "They Spit on Jesus." Elcamino is this ultra prolific Buffalo rapper slash singer, Griselda affiliate, and Black Soprano family member who has been dropping multiple projects annually for years now. He's an artist who I feel shows quite a bit of versatility vocally, and that he can rap on gritty Griselda-like tracks just as comfortably as he can harmonizing over wavier trap production. And the man has a knack for crafting very catchy hooks. He's super underrated this hook game. Now, to be honest, I haven't kept up with every Elcamino project, but I know that, he's been getting busy and putting in that pain. But his new project, They Spit on Jesus, is what I believe to be his third project of the year, and it's officially released under Black Soprano Family Records. And as you can see, the cover art, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's no surprise as to, why this cover art generated a lot of negative controversy on social media, but I don't think Elcamino was fazed too much by it. The man could definitely get better covers moving forward for sure, but this project contains 13 songs lasting approximately 37 minutes. The bulk of the beats was handled by Ill Tone Beats. But with that being said, let me go ahead and just hit y'all with this track-by-track breakdown. The opener, They Spit on Jesus with Fuego Base, has a punchy, gritty instrumental to set this off. I like the menacing keys and piercing guitar riff. Elcamino states, "They spit on Christ. Why would they give an F for me when I passed out blessings through disciples who was ducking me?" Then Fuego Base comes through with some really haunting drug-like imagery. He raps, "Just met Jenny on the back block. She was wearing long sleeves in the summer trying to cover her track marks. I'm the MVP in that game. She on fentanyl. Started out with oxys for her back pain." So as a whole, hard-hitting first song. Track 2, New Bills with Benny the Butcher, has this dusty soul sample with triumphant strings. It's one of the standouts, and I could totally envision Black Thought as an additional feature. Here, Elcamino is reflecting back to when he was sleeping on other people's couches, but now that he leveled up, he can't let someone lecture him who never did it that big. While Benny delivers a solid rags to riches verse, stating, "I pop back up and feel like Jesus came, pouring out liquor for dudes before their legal drinking age." Now that's deep. And Benny reminds us that if you are great, you are always going to get haters, as they treated Jesus, Malcolm, and Martin the same. Track 3, Victory with Inspektah Deck, continues in this soulful direction. We get a warm, uplifting backdrop that does give off slight Wu-Tang vibes. Perhaps maybe something that Hellraiser or Sons of Man would sound great over. Elcamino talks about dealing with disloyalty and being surprised that he survived all the shady nights on the corner. Overall, solid performance from Elcamino, but it was the legendary Rebel INS who gave one of his better verses in a while. Deck states, "Knowing the road is rough just to get here, and I ain't give it up, switch it up, snitch, or dress weird. You can feel my fire inside if you step near. What can a closed mouth say falling on deaf ears?" Yeah, so this was one of my favorite tracks that does have me eagerly awaiting more material from Wu-Tang members. We do get a change in pace sonically with the next song, For the Streets, and this has a lush synth melody that's hella wavy, and Elcamino glides pretty effortlessly with his harmonizing flow. It's definitely a vibe that is pleasing on the ears. Not a ton of quotables to report on, but I really just like the flavor overall. Following this is Never Gonna Change, which has some sped up chipmunk production. Here Elcamino is doing a double time flow. He's in a great pocket, speaking on being this solid stand-up dude who doesn't give up or switch up on his people. Altogether, I enjoyed the heartwarming soul chops and Elcamino's flow. Right after is Tap In with Armani Caesar, and it's set to a nocturnal trap beat that feels geared for the strip club. We're getting some floss talk, some plug and trapping talk over this spacious, bouncy beat. And this kind of record shows both Elcamino and Armani Caesar sounding right at home over this particular style of production. Some may not like this track, but I don't have any complaints here. Immediately after is Cry With Me, and it's easily the most heartfelt and poignant song I've ever heard from Elcamino. He's really pouring out his pain over this airy, melancholy beat. He's speaking on the losses of his sister and his mom. And this is just one of those records where you're going to feel his pain. It's like impossible not to. Track 8, All I Know, has some more dusty sample-based production with a bluesy like hook from Zion DeLeon. This is a perseverance anthem where he talks a little bit more about his sister's past. So even though the times have been rough for Elcamino, he's still a hustler who's committed to succeed no matter the cost, because that's all he knows. Afterwards is Ballad. It's a short, wavy record that feels like a snippet, but it's a cool melodic track that shows his knack for harmonizing without sounding forced. Plus the piano melody was low-key pretty addicting. Next is Started From Nothing with Love Boat Luciano. Now, I don't have a whole lot to say about this one. It's probably my least favorite, as I felt the beat was just serviceable. It kind of had a fake 38 Special-like beat feel, although he was not on the boards. Yeah, it was just an okay record, not overly memorable for me. Then there is the more aggressive track, 88 Bills with Benny, and it's a flute-like trap banger. It's a street anthem, plain and simple, with a dope beat, great flows, and heavy drug talk. It's just quality street music that I have zero complaints with. The second and last song, War Ruckus, has almost a Wu-Tang affiliate meets Mobb Deep feel, and I'm all here for it. This features verses from King Ralph, Elcamino, and Havoc. Now, Havoc is not providing the instrumental. Rather, we do get a soulful boom bap instrumental from Eminem. But I really could have envisioned Method Man on this particular type of production as well. And while Elcamino and King Ralph did their thing, I felt Havoc stood out the most. He said, "I do this for my brother Killer Black, and the heavens always gonna shine like a new pair of 11s, never gonna prosper when you plan to form a weapon. I'm 11 steps ahead of you. I keep these dudes guessing." So it's great to hear Havoc still hungry and tapped into the underground. Hopefully we get some sort of solo project from him soon, or at least that Method Man album that was allegedly done like 2 years ago. Remember that? Then this project wraps up with The Best of Me, where Elcamino is telling his story a little bit more over this victorious soul sample that was the same one Benny Siegel used back in the day. Here, I felt Elcamino sounded really focused, determined, and once more, very relatable to his audience. So it was a strong way to close out this project. So overall, I'm going to give this album a rating of 4 mics. I did enjoy the variety to the production throughout because it offered a nice blend between gritty, soulful boom bap and wavy nocturnal trap, and those are really all the sounds that I tend to enjoy the most. Now, there wasn't a ton of quotables to read off, and that's okay because Elcamino is not really the artist who I go to for that. He's a competent lyricist, no doubt, but he's someone that you go to more for those very authentic and relatable street bars. I feel on this project, he did a pretty good job of painting a picture of his story and opening up a little bit more and getting more introspective, especially when talking about the loss of his sister. The features were also solid. So yeah, at the end of the day, dope project that felt a little more like it was primed for the big leagues than his past releases, which had more of that EP or mixtape feel. Favorite tracks include They Spit on Jesus, New Bills, Victory, For the Streets, Cry With Me, 80 Bills, War Ruckus, and The Best of Me. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Mobb. I'm signing out. As always, it's peace and blessings. Elcamino, They Spit on Jesus.